The top 22 hip hop albums of 2022.
Yeah.
Video I've been looking forward to doing for a while. It was a really strong year, I think. I think we got a little bit of everything. We got some artists that were like returning to form.
Yes.
Like got some artists that were building on stuff that they already did.
Yeah.
Just adding to the catalog. You got artists that were newcomers that put their name in that spotlight where you got to pay attention. So it was a bit of everything, and it was a dope year. We got a lot of quality, and we're gonna rank them. It's our opinions. So drop whatever in the comment section, how you feel. If we missed something that if we forgot about something, drop it in the comment section. We're here for it.
What I liked about it too is how they announced their albums. We had some people using the tweets. We had some people doing interviews for the promotion, fake interviews or real interviews. We had freestyles, a lot of freestyles this 2022 as well to announce their album. So that was interesting as well, bro. Just the way that the ideas, the creativity that they had in order to announce the projects.
Yeah, 22 albums, bro. How you gonna do this? You wanna go first?
Or what? I don't mind going first.
You can start us off.
I'll start us off. 38 Special, bro. 38 Special Beyond Belief. Another quick 10 piece. And the features were dope, bro. The only flaw that I had with that one was the Wiz Khalifa feature. That was the only thing, but that song in itself had moments that I liked. So 2020, that's my 22.
At 22, I had Fly Anakin with Frank. My first time hearing him. A lot of soulful samples and cuts. With some laid back lyrics, nice flows. It was a dope one.
My number 21, The Ransom, No Rest for the Wicked. He's been putting in work, bro. Not just 2022, 2021, 2020. It's just been dropping consistently. His work has been consistent, and his features list has been growing. So April 29th, Ransom, No Rest for the Wicked. That's my number 21.
At 21, I had Joey Badass with 2000. Add into the catalog. It's not Joey's best work, but it was still worthy. Like, it's a worthy addition to the catalog. The things that he touches on, very personal issues, things that happen with his friends and family. Lyrically, I felt it was not as elite as certain other Joey projects, but it was still up to a standard that I expected. So yeah, 2000, that's what I got at 21, Joey Badass.
That's dope, because at 20, I got Joey Badass.
Word, yeah.
2000. It dropped July 22nd. A lot of his true fans, his real fans, were waiting for a follow-up for the 1999 mixtape. And I only started listening to him like 4 to 5 years ago, so the anticipation was not as much. It really felt like a bump this in the whip at any time and just have it playing on your long rides. And that's how I enjoyed it the most.
Number 20. I got Ab-Soul with Herbert. This is a recent drop. It was dope to hear from Ab-Soul after 6 years of him being away. In comparison to his previous work, it's very accessible, and that's both in terms of the production and the lyrics on it.
And so at number 19, I have Future. I Never Liked You.
Yo, you really stood on that project for
real. Fam, I'm not gonna lie. With the first listen, I didn't like it as much as I do now. I stuck with it, bro. 7:12 p.m. Bro, that track hits. It hits, bro. But it turned out to be something different. I liked it. Wait for you. Wait for me.
Big track.
With Thames using that sample. Huge track. That track, the album was dope for me, bro.
19, it's similar lane. I got Metro Boomin with Heroes and Villains. Yeah. Production is amazing. Obviously, it's Metro in his bag. And he brought the best out of all the artists involved. What was dope is how cohesive the project is, despite it being a trap album kinda, and also a producer album. Usually those are like almost like a greatest hits type thing. This was like a storytelling album, even with the concept of the heroes and villains. That was dope. But yeah, Metro, Heroes and Villains, really strong project.
For number 18, I had Smino, Love for Rent. That dropped October 28th. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was shocked at how much I enjoyed this one because of that 90 proof track. When it dropped outside of the album, I was like, okay, it sounds like a decent, a cool track, but within the album is when you see how much it hits the sound that he had in the entire project. There was a specific sound, and it just went from one to the last track. I enjoyed it, bro.
Number 18, I got Smino, Love for Rent, right there with you. One of the best vibes all year. Sonically beautiful. The dope concept and theme. We did a reaction for that one as well, where we really explored the concept of the album.
West Side Boogie. That's my number 17.
You're wild.
I am not wild. This is how I listen to the music, bro.
I'm biased to West Side. Y'all know that.
I know that too, and I was expecting, I'm like, this guy gonna say
You
something when I
wildin'.
mentioned this guy
It's
at
okay.
17.
All y'all wildin'.
But
Y'all
West
all
Side
wildin'.
Boogie, more Black Superheroes. It drops June 17th. He did a good job on this project, bro. He did a good job. That he embodied different personas. One being the villain, one being himself, and there was I think there was one or two more personas that he embodied. But I love how he showed you that before the album with that freestyle that he had.
17, I got the Elephant Man's Bones, Rock Marciano, and the Alchemist.
Rock.
The dark, murky sound, grimy lyrics, the witty lyricism as well. I mentioned the dark, murky sound. That's done through the lyricism and the delivery that he has, but it's also done through the Alchemist production. The replay value was really good. I remember when I first listened to it, it took me a little while to really get into it fully to the point where I felt like I understood the project on the level that I wanted to.
My number 16 was The Weeknd. Don
Word.
FM.
Okay.
Don FM dropped super early in the year, January 7th. The concept of the album was dope. A radio station, and with every station or every track you tuned into, I felt like it was a downward spiral of emotions, but at the same time on top of some up-tempo beats. So it was a dope contrast with the lyrics and then the beat being up-tempo.
16, I had Lil Sims with No Thank You. She's so good at both conveying and stirring up emotions through her music, through the lyrics as well as the delivery. Everything has impact, everything has depth, and it's a dope follow-up to the already brilliant Sometimes I Might Be Introvert.
Yes.
To follow it up with this one that's also very strong is just, yeah, she's making the case as one of them ones, bro, for real.
One of them ones, for real.
For sure.
Number 15 for me, this was actually a more recent drop. SZA. SZA dropped SOS, 23 tracks, and they all slapped. Snooze is one of my favorite tracks. I swear to you, I probably know that word for word by now. Snooze is dope. She had a couple tracks that sounded like it was like Avril Lavigne / Taylor Swift / some country type shit. The sound was great. She had Travis Scott as a feature as well to follow up from that one track they have together in the previous album. I think she did an amazing job.
15, I got Conway, the Machine. God Don't Make Mistakes. Hey, listen, I'm not sure if it's his best ever, but it's his most complete. He posted on Instagram recently saying 2022 was nice, but we got some things for 23. And I got amped just looking at the post. I was like,
seen that.
Crazy, let's go. The Machine.
Seen that.
15, Conway, God Don't Make Mistakes.
That shit had me amped, bro. Number 14, I have Metro Boomin. Heroes and Villains. I think basically everything you said, bro. He's a producer, so the beats were already automatic. Every track had a hit feel. Every track felt good. Atlanta really has a lot of talent, bro. And his people is just helping. The chemistry on the album was dope, bro.
14, Rome Streets, Kiss the Ring.
Yeah.
Yo, bars all the way through. Really strong production. It's an album that really put people... Well, let me speak for myself. It put me on notice. Like, yo, this guy's here. Can't wait to see what he follows it up with. Hopefully he drops this year. But if you haven't heard that one, go check it. Kiss the Ring is crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, we do have a reaction for that up in Patreon as well. Number 13, I have... this album, bro. This album was special. The consistent sound of a perfect blend between like gospel and hip-hop. It was there with Stormzy dropping This Is What I Mean. He got a little bit more personal, and just his approach on the album was fire, bro. Because he said, yo, I'm going to make this for me. I'm going to make this how I like it. I'm going to focus on me, see what I could do to make the best album that I see for myself. And I feel like he did that with number 13, bro.
13, I got Ransom with No Rest for the Wicked. It's everything you want in a Ransom drop. You got the bars, you got the witty wordplay, you got the meaningful lyrics, stuff that makes you think. You got him dropping little guidelines on how to move through certain situations. Crazy. The consistency is wild. It was on my list before, and it's still there.
At number 12, we have Drake and 21 Savage. Her Loss. Why you holding your head, bro?
Yo, Doug.
Why you holding your head, bro?
Doug.
Why you holding your head, fam? That is number 12. This one, you should know this, bro. For those of you who know me, know that Drake is top tier for me. So y'all may be surprised at the position, But
12
hey,
is high, dog.
that's why I have it. Regardless of it not being every single track, the tracks that they were on together was dope. Travis Scott as a feature brought some life into the album as well. So that's my number 12, bro. It grew on me, and this is where I have it, bro.
At 12, I got Red Veil, Learn to Swim. I got put onto him through this album, and I ended up listening to it late. And it was one of those where I was mad because I was like, "Yo, this one deserves. We should have done a reaction for this. It's that crazy." Yo, I'm checking for every drop after this one. It really was that good to me. Dope album all the way around. Can't wait to see what he drops next.
At number 11, I have Black Thought, Cheat Codes. This one I am still breaking down, bro. This one is a heavy project. Danger Mouse was the producer. Black Thought was the rapper. What he did on that, to me, was top tier as usual, bro. He's a lyricist, and what he does shows and proves that he's top tier when it comes to that as well.
11, I got Stormzy with This Is What I Mean. It's definitely a different approach, different angle from Stormzy for sure, but it worked. It was well done. It was really well done. It felt genuine. A lot of times it felt like certain songs weren't even for the listener. They were either for himself or for the person that he was directly speaking to. So yeah, man, Stormzy with a entry here at number 11. As much as I like this, the next one, you know what I'm saying?
On that sheet.
That next one, yeah, but this was dope.
Number 10, we got the big Griselda guy, West Side Gun.
Yeah.
Number 10, the Hermes 10. When it dropped, after we were done listening to the project, I'm like, yo, this is the album of the year, bro. Prematurely, I said album of the year. And then, upon, ranking these, I'm like, I can't give it album of the year, but I could give it top 10, top 5 intros of albums for the year for me, with A.A. Rashid, and then ending it with Red Death, where you get Jay Worthy, you get Benny, you get Conway, you get the Griselda guys. You start off strong, end strong.
Number 10, I got King Push. It's almost dry. It's a big album, bro. I realized this after sitting with it for a while, but I really took in that it's really Push approaching his final form as not just a rapper, but an artist overall. He mentioned the different bags that Kanye and Pharrell encouraged him to tap into. Exactly. You had a Jay-Z feature on there, went crazy on Neck and Wrist. That shit still hits. It's actually a crazy year for Jay-Z versus
bro.
But yeah, love that project.
And at number 9, that's what I have. Pusha T. Yeah. It's almost dry. Singles dropped, and my anticipation for the album grew. I was like, yo, drop this today, bro. When he dropped that last single with Jay-Z, I said, drop the album today, because I can't wait any longer. You mentioned the Pharrell and Kanye split when it comes to producing. That was dope as well.
At 9, I got an artist that I told myself, after hearing this, nah, I'm tripping. I got to listen to them way more than I do. And that's Mavi with Laughing So Hard It Hurts. There's such a mix of emotions throughout. Like, it feels chill and uplifting in a way, but then it's also sad. Like, it has this melancholy feel to it. I find myself just lost in thought when listening to the project. Very rare. Like, I don't even skip. I don't even think to push buttons. I'm just lost in thought while listening to it whenever I put it on.
Number 8, I got Lloyd Banks, The Course of the Inevitable 2.
Yeah.
Yes. I really enjoyed this project. It was a perfect follow-up to the first installment that I don't think I was even expecting. I thought, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I thought Lloyd Banks was done with music. I'm not done with his skill. Like, the talent will always be there, but I thought he was done dropping projects. All in all, when it comes to music, Banks showed that he could stand with rappers now and stand with rappers that were back then with the skill that he has, bro. And so I enjoy that project from Lloyd Banks, bro. Shout out to Lloyd Banks.
At number 8, though, I have Vince Staples with Ramona Park, Broke My Heart. The feeling of nostalgia I get just from listening to this project, when a lot of the things that he's talking about aren't even things that I should feel nostalgic about. Like, he just does a good job in giving you that feeling while listening to it. Production is so smooth. How it takes you to the environment that it's set in. Like, it transports the listener to this place that he wants you to be in. Really well done project. Love it. Dope.
So number 7, I got J.I.D.
Yeah.
J.I.D. The Forever Story, bro. This was one that a lot of people was waiting on, bro. He has this ability to capture the listener's ears with his the devices that he uses within the lyrics, within the verses, whether it's onomatopoeia, whether it's syllables that he uses, whether it's the rhyme pattern, whether it's the off rhythm, off beat type style that he has. Dope album from JID and Dreamville artists. Loved it, bro.
Number 7, I got JID as well. The Forever Story. Man's a cheat code. I've been saying it. I'm gonna keep saying it. His technical skill as a rapper, that's clear. That's evident. He's one of the most technically skilled rappers that we've ever seen. And that's not hyperbole. Like, he's literally one of the most technically skilled rappers ever. All he has to do now is just add the accomplishments and the different projects to the discography, and then it's raps, because he got it for real, like easy. But this one, how the level of depth he went to in talking about the family, the come up, the environment that he's in, people surrounding him, and what it takes, like what it took from him to make his dream a reality, to actualize it. I like that he went into all that. There's also on this project a good balance of sounds that are tied together in a really cohesive way. And that's interesting because there's so many different producers on it. So they found a good way to tie everything together to make everything flow. I mean, that's his specialty too, like making things flow.
And number 6, we have, you mentioned him early, but the Machine.
Conway?
The Machine.
Yeah.
Conway the Machine. God don't make mistakes. I have that at number 6. To me, I figure like he really outdid himself with this one, bro. And I know you mentioned that you're not ready to say that it's his best, but I'm almost there, bro. I'm almost there, bro. He's just nice, bro.
Yeah.
He's just
Conway's
nice.
that guy, bro.
He is just nice. And then he dropped a follow-up album. I think that's the same year he dropped an album and we were listening to it and we were like, yo, damn, this nigga did. He almost dropped 2 top 22 albums that year for me.
Number 6, the man himself, Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale, and the Big Steppers. Worth the wait. Lived up to the quality that's expected from Kendrick. There's not really much to say that hasn't been said about this project, man. From a lyrical standpoint, from a production standpoint, variety, like what you want. It's all there. It's all there. Tracks that are gonna age really well. Also tracks that are good, like for hits, like just in the moment. It puts Kendrick in a good place moving forward. Like now it's like, what's next for real? Like what is he moving? Like it's a really good end, but also beginning. Like it's like the end of a Kendrick era, but the beginning of a new one. Yeah, man, it lives up to all the hype that you've been hearing about. It really does. So yeah.
At number 5, this is the final piece of the trilogy. We got Nas, King's Disease 3, bro. He's here. He's collecting fans from age 50 to 15, from 15 to 50. As he said, fire project with him and Hit Boy does together. And I swear they did it back to back like 4 times in a row, bro. So Nas has a top 5 album of this year for me, Stone.
Number 5, I got West Side Boogie with More Black Superheroes. You guys already know this one spoke to me on a level. I relate to it on a level, as I do with a lot of his music. I've said that before, that the things that he chooses, not just the things that he chooses to speak on, but the way he speaks on them and the perspective that he takes. Often I share, if not the same, a very similar perspective. So for that reason, his music speaks to me on that level. Poetic, raw, and just real.
At number 4, this is an album where I wasn't going to say anything except just mention it. Lupe, drill music in Zion. He did a lot on Precious Things, especially. He did a lot on that track, and then he said a lot without even saying a lot on Phonem, on that track on Phonem. That first verse, if you know, that first verse. Although the album is 10 tracks, it was a lot said.
At 4, I got Danger Mouse and Black Thought with cheat codes. Black Thought with the pen. It's almost in a different category of music. You can listen to it from just a really casual perspective as well, and just like appreciate the bars and lyricism. But to really get everything you need from this project, it's gonna force you to look into some things that you won't be well versed in off top. Like there's just way too much that he goes into. It's interesting. We sat down to do a reaction for it.
Yeah.
Got halfway through and we ran out of time. Like there was no time.
We're 2 hours in and we I don't even think we were halfway through the project. I don't think
we reached half. Like there was no time. Like it wasn't legit. There was no time for all the everything. So yeah, go listen to it.
At number 3, we have Kendrick Lamar. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. I will never forget how this album was announced, bro. From that one tweet saying that Kendrick Lamar is officially retired.
Right.
And
I bet.
Right. The man quote retweeted it and said, follow this link. He just posted a tweet, a link. Fire away to announce a project. It was another piece of therapy music that we had this year. We had a bunch of albums that you could consider therapy music. Amazing project. That's my number 3, and it's still in rotation, bro. My only regret is not going to a concert and seeing any of these tracks live,
right,
for a project that I rated so high.
Number 3, I got Lupe with Drill Music and Zion. When you go into a Lupe project, you're expecting a certain level of depth, and to a level where you expect to not understand things off first listen. This one was surprisingly accessible, both production wise and in terms of lyricism as well. It was a bit more straightforward, less maze-like than other Lupe projects. And that being said, the accessibility does not in any way diminish the depth and lyricism and the substance of the project. Those were not compromised in any fashion. That was the surprise of this album for me, how much it felt like easy listening. As easy as listening can get when you're talking about a Lupe project, but it was very well done. I forget how much time that he said that he made it in, but it was some ridiculously short amount of time. It's just Lupe doing what he does, man. It's brilliant, truly.
My number 2, Saba. Saba,
Word?
A Few Good Things,
Yeah.
bro. The title track. Few Good Things, 7 minutes, and he started it off. I'll never forget this, yo. He started it off by saying, "I put the punch in the kick instead of punching the clock. It's no wonder why this is timeless," and that will always forever stick with me. This was another therapy feel album for me. Every feature in this project did more than what they were told to do. They understood the assignment essentially, and so Saba has. I went to the concert too, so imagine me, not enjoying this project and not having to hear it when I went to the concert and I was bumping and listening to the man sing and rap. So very beautifully done.
That was surprising to me. I like the Saba joint. No, I didn't think it would be that high for you. That's dope. That's dope. And number 2, I got Denzel Curry with Melt My Eyes, See Your Future. I loved the whole experience of this album. It's not just the music. It was from when Walkin' dropped as a single and seeing that video and experiencing that, and then the album drops and you see the artwork, the feel, the I think there's the Kill Bill reference, like just certain the tone of it was so dope. This is the most impressed I've been with Denzel Curry lyrically, and then as an overall artist as well. Like his artistry really shines on this project, and I feel like this project I feel like really is gonna catapult him to another level. The range of topics, sounds, flows, and themes on it, it just screams quality. The whole album just screams quality. My only
What?
It's still, you remember? What's her name on the
Rico Nasty?
On Ain't No Way.
Rico Nasty.
That's from the first reaction till now. That is my only thing.
That's my number 1 album of 2022. This was an amazing project by Denzel. One of the very first ones where I felt like therapy was definitely, it was right there in your face. I mean, the first thing is called Melt Sessions. You mentioned the experience of the album as well. I agree. This album was an experience. And you mentioned the different qualities, the variety of tracks that he had on there. I remember he had one called X-Wing that sounded like Gunna could have floated on that. He had, I think, was Black on there. I can't remember if Black was. I feel like
Ain't No Way.
Yeah. Ain't No Way with Rico Nasty. You mentioned that. At first, I felt this exact same way. The second listen, a little bit less. And then up till now, at this point now, I have no problem with the Rico Nasty verse still. That's my number 1. I couldn't deny him of the top 1. I couldn't deny him of that. He made an absolutely amazing project that I was not expecting to be this good, bro.
Yeah. At number 1, I got Nas, King's Disease 3. It's a brilliant close to the trilogy. I said this before. I'm going to say it again. In my opinion, Nas is at his best right now. I understand the classics that he's given us. I understand what Illmatic is. But him being in the midst of this run right now with the trilogy and also Magic, getting back to a place where people have to really sit back and wait, nah, is this his best shit? Like, is this after he's already had shit that
Some
would
classics.
put you like before this? Nas was in people's top 5 people, and now he's added this to it. It's just like, bro, what are we discussing? Yeah. You can't talk about Hit Boy enough. Just him just knowing what to do, how to compliment artists. I'm glad that they found this synergy, and I feel like it's benefiting both of them. It allows Hit Boy to be in a space that he can't be with every other artist. Like, not every artist can go into this place that Nas can go to, and then Nas can really be comfortable in knowing that he's getting the best possible production for his sound and his vibe. Yeah, man, that's what I have at number 1.
True shit.
From a very good year. Like we said, a very, very good year. We had some honorable mentions. I don't know if you want to name some of yours, but Benny with Tana Talk, Coast Contra with Apartment 505. I got to hear some of it. And it's there. Billy Woods dropped 2 that are really good this year as well. Aethiopes and Church. Very good projects. Ka dropped Language Arts and Woeful Studies. Really deep, dope projects.
He dropped,
two ones that
hold on.
I didn't get to dive into them as much as I would have liked in order to put them on the list, but I got surface level with it, and I was like, yeah, I gotta at least mention them still.
Damn, I got a lot to catch up on.
Yeah, 2023, Freddie Gibbs was sold separately. A lot of the Freddie Gibbs fans might look at me weird when I say this, but it's my favorite Freddie Gibbs project that he's ever put out. Central C with 23. I can keep going. There's a lot of dope prizes this year. Those are a few of the honorable mentions I have. Yeah, man.
I have Central C as well. 23. Yeah, Benny the Butcher, Tana Talk 4.
Yeah.
Westside Gunn could have had 2 top 22s, bro. With Peace Fly God, that was a fire project. True. I'm not gonna lie. The game could have probably, if he didn't have that many songs on that project, and if he didn't have a certain approach, he probably could have had a very good album.
Let us know in the comment section what we missed, or what you believe we missed. What's on your list for the best of 2022, and then the ones that we did mention. Let us know what your favorite parts of those are. Some of these albums, the reactions are only available on Patreon, so that's patreon.com/VibeVilla if you want to see some of these reactions that we did for these. Looking forward to 23. There's already some anticipated drops, and we'll be right here for them. So tap in.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you all watching. More soon.
Peace.
Peace.